How do we find leaders? How do we determine if one person is the best choice among others? To find a solution, the method of voting is used. Voting is a way for people to elect candidates who run for positions. Voting requires the selection and opinion of regular citizens partaking in electing candidates. A single vote is very important, believe it or not. It benefits to the candidate because as they gain more votes, they are more likely to be chosen. With many selections come supporters and voters who have their own opinions and thoughts. Although there exist opposing sides, people tend to neglect the difference between what is wanted and what is needed. It is important to know a worthy person from a lying and insufficient one. If we do not focus on proper candidate, many issues can arise due to dislike, such as violent rallies, uprisings, and rebellion. This then brings chaos and dislocation to a government or organization from its people. Therefore, it is important to look for and find ways to avoid such catastrophe. A simple way is understanding what a voter needs to do when voting for people.
Voting for me is something like a democratic way of choosing a leader to lead a nation or a community.
People vote so that they have a say in who is a worthy candidate. The higher ups make sure that the majority have some sort of say in significance in society.
In other words, we vote to exercise our rights.
A good leader for me is someone who is ideal. A good leader must be well thought of with excellent educational background because when one has so much knowledge, one has so much to share for the improvement of a larger circle.
A good leader doesn't need to be the smartest. Just someone whose main intention is to serve and lead its people or citizens to grow and develop. Someone who has a concrete stand in doing what is right.
A worthy candidate cannot be determined by the looks alone, because sometimes the most good-looking might be the most deceiving.
A worthy candidate can be determined through his or her action, that in every action there is genuineness, fairness, and transparency.
Who has a firm belief in what is needed in society. Someone who takes measures seriously when necessary.
Someone who wants change and improvement in society.
For the country,
For the people.
For the community.
For the children.
For justice.
For rights.
For equality.
To have good leaders, for a better nation, for the better generation.
Not voting is like disregarding your rights as a person. Voting during an election performs a huge impact, and so does abstention, or which means not voting.
You lose the right of voting a worthy leader for the positions and different circumstances may occur when corrupt one is to be elected. Human rights, equality, strong rule of the government might be set aside if an unworthy candidate takes over. And who are the ones to suffer? Us.
We people will experience and carry the hardships of our country.
No improvements, no change, problems and circumstances may occur.
Based on these insights, we can notice a pattern in all the answers given. A sense of prominence and great leadership is being mentioned but not being portrayed. In order to make change and find a good candidate, it takes initiative and the will to act out and make a difference.
Have an open thought and avoid narrow-mindedness. You should have a broad view on each candidate and compare their different views instead of having definite favorites. It is normal to have favorites, but also we should have an open mind to other ideas.
Do not vote and based on their popularity. Public image is ideal and nice, but it does not mean they have the skill and capacity. They have good looks or high social status. Look closer and get past their appearance when you vote.
Take time to view what the candidates have to offer. Evaluate and understand each of the candidates' purpose and how they can benefit if they were to lead.
Avoid bribes or any sort of money distribution. It is unfair for runners to buy votes. Money is a necessity that no one would pass up, but you are just as guilty as a distributor by accepting the bribes or incentives. Vote for the one you favor and say no to bribes.
Analyze the candidate's background to see if they have a good or bad streak. It is important to know their credentials, criminal records, convictions, and previous activities, and see if their background proves to others that they are either prominent or lacking. You do not want someone riddled with corruption and lies. Instead, seek those who are sincere and active in improving society.
Do not vote carelessly. This is your right to vote and have a say in your community. Make your vote count and use your right judgment.
Align your views and beliefs with what the candidates vouch for. You need to envision how they can make their claims possible with their commitment. Take into account your thoughts and beliefs on improving society and if the candidates are able to uphold them.
Do not hop on bandwagons or trends. Do not be told who you should vote for by your friends or other people. Vote for who you want to, not what others say or tell you. Stay away from hopping on trends and really know who you are voting for.
Have faith in the candidates. Once you are well informed and know what each candidate is bringing to the table, be a good follower or supporter and trust that they are the ones who will lead your country or community.
Do not cheat or rig the votes. You are given the right to vote once. Make it count and be fair when you do it. Do not overvote and rig the count. This messes up the scores and it will not be true votes. Please vote honestly and wisely.
Vote 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 wisely. Vote for the right person.